Eli, the two biggest hazards, cars and fire.
That's right, George. Halloween is great, but it can be hazardous thanks to that potent combination of bulky costumes, mega sugar, fire, and darkness.
Costumes and candles can be a deadly combination. If little princesses and pirates get too close to an open flame, the fire travels fast. But we're not just going to tell you. With the help of Underwriters Laboratories, we're going to show you. The pants of this robot costume burned slowly, but the foam body section went much faster.
Less than a minute since that started, and the costume is basically gone at this point.
Yeah, and I can feel the heat from over here a yard away.
Clothing sold in the U.S. is not supposed to easily ignite, and this princess costume is an excellent example. In fact, it goes out on its own. That's great, because girls' costumes are usually more flammable because of all the extra glitter and glue. And it's not just costumes, but accessories. We were worried the long, flowing wig on this costume could easily dip into a flame. And sure enough, it burned so hot the head fell off the mannequin.
It just adds another whole element that can catch on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
Long, bulky costumes are another potential fire hazard, and same goes for some sleeves, like the puffy ones on this pirate. But fortunately, the polyester fabric of this costume melted slowly rather than burning fast, and that's something to look for. By contrast, this zombie getup looks like cotton, and keep your eye on it because it burns hot and fast. You should avoid other natural fibers like linen and jute too, including when making homemade costumes.
This would be something that could be very, very serious if that ignited.
Most of these costumes contained the same fire warnings, and yet they burn very differently.
Everybody in position? 1, 2, 3.
When you light all 5 on fire at once, the contrast is obvious, even though we found no correlation between flammability and price.
And they all burn. But the fact is, some are a little slower and some are mighty fast.
The companies that make these costumes told us their products undergo rigorous testing and meet all federal flammability standards.
3 minutes. This is what we have. 2 of our costumes have completely disappeared. A couple of them have held up pretty well. And 1 is still melting away.
Problem is, there's no way for parents to know in advance which burn fastest. And that's why it's so important to keep all costumes away from candles.
And that's why fire officials urge you to use these little battery-operated candles instead. Put this in a pumpkin, and it really does look like the real thing, George.
It sure does. But that's a lot about the fire there, Eli. Oh, I thought you were going to take the hat off there for a second. But what about that other big danger, cars?
Yes. So Safe Kids says that on Halloween, children are twice as likely to be struck by cars as on any other night. And if you think about it, most Halloween costumes are dark, like the one I am now wearing. So we're going to simulate for you what it's like, dark costume on a dark road. On the count of 3, let's hit the lights. 1, 2, 3. And now I have basically disappeared.
Wow.
But get this, we still have 2 headlights on me. So now the solution. Take off this outer cloak, and I've got all these fantastic Halloween-themed reflectors, bracelets, glow stick necklace. You want to protect your back, too, and back there. I've got a bunch of blinky lights. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, lights, please. Just a few dollars brings a lot of safety.
Boy, that makes a very big difference. Thanks very much. We have more safety tips at GoodMorningAmerica.com on Yahoo, including ways to decorate your home more safely.